Welcome back to another episode of Any Thoughts.
Today we've been asked by a viewer to discuss anime conventions, which is why we have all those decorations everywhere today.
Yep, so today we will be talking about cosplay and the events that are at anime conventions.
I'm really, really excited to talk about this, so let's get started.
こんにちは。私はそのトピックはコスプレイヤーです。
English, please?
何よこれ。
Apparently she's stuck on Japanese. Let me see if I can fix it. Alright, can you speak English now?
Yeah, I thought I was the entire time.
No, you were definitely on Japanese mode.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, guys.
Okay, so what were you saying?
Well, I was saying hello to everybody, and I was saying that our first topic today is cosplay, which is why we're dressed like this.
Right.
All right, so let's get started with that.
Wait, you want to tell them who we are?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm Hatsuhine Miku from Vocaloid.
Right.
And
as you can see, she's up here.
Right. She's up here. She's over here. I like.
In this
Vocaloid.
house, she's kind of everywhere.
Yeah. And this is Tamaki Suo,
right,
from Ouran High School
Host Club. Main character from that.
Yep. So. I, like we discussed before, am from the pop, group that is computer generated in Japan. So there is no anime for that. However, they do have a manga that you can go get if you like Vocaloid. But he is actually from an anime, like we said, called Ouran High School Host Club, which is a romantic comedy. So if you're into that kind of genre, check this out because it's hilarious.
Fangirls love it.
Yeah. It's really funny. So I'm going to go ahead and list the topics off for cosplay, and then we're going to talk about them. Does that sound okay?
Sounds good. Let's discuss it then.
All right. So first one is, do I build the costume or do I order the costume online? Okay. Second one is transporting the costume. Can I fit this thing in my car? Oh.
Right.
Okay. Third one, getting into character.
Right.
Now, we'll get...
Just list them.
Right. You must know your character well is what I was going to actually say there.
Oh.
Okay, next one is showing off, which is for photos, individual photos, and then for group costume photos. Yay! Which we don't go together, but it's okay. The next one of our viewers that recommended this video to be shot told me not to forget Lolita, which is like the little frilly outfits, like old-timey outfits that they have like in Rose and Maiden. And if you don't know what that is, it's an anime. It's also a really good one if you like that kind of thing. But they're dolls.
Right.
It's more of what you would put a doll in to be really cutesy.
It's kawaii.
Yeah, it's kawaii. Kawaii. The next one to talk about is steampunk.
Right.
Which is really, really popular.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, I think, is just
It's the cosplay contest.
Yeah, it's the cosplay contest. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
All
right, so let's go ahead and discuss those then.
To build or not to build?
That is the question.
All right.
Whether it is noble... Oh, wait. Sorry, I thought
it
we were
is nobler to buy on the internet or not. All right.
So, like this cosplay right here that I'm doing is bought.
Right.
I would like to say that I'm this good at sewing, but I'm not.
Oh, you want to show them the patch?
Yeah,
this is half of why you can't.
This is why you. I mean, you could have, I guess, bought this patch and sewed it on, but I'm gonna tell you because we looked. Mm-hmm. Good luck finding this color suit.
Yeah, we tried.
Because unless you travel back to 1972 or Japan, you're not gonna find this suit. So,
maybe we should make a special trip to Japan next time.
But, so we bought this one, and like another thing that you're always that not always, I guess, because it depends on you more than anything. Like you, the cosplayer,
right?
Not necessarily you. but you out there, the cosplayer, if you decide to cosplay, it depends on what you want to do and what you're allowed to do, I guess, basically, because, like, for me, most times, unless my character can wear a hat or basically has my hair, which, if you guys watch any of our other videos, my hair is fairly short.
And brown.
Most times, you're going to be buying a wig, probably. That's going to be,
definitely had to for this.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the things that you kind of buy, because... Like, even if you work, like, retail or whatever, a lot of places are going to be like, no, you can't dye your hair blue or pink or purple or whatever. So, you know, unless, I guess, you're a high school student or something.
Yeah,
but
that's
even
true.
then, high schools sometimes are like...
They're iffy.
Nope,
I
don't
really
dye
doubt you
your
could dye your
hair.
hair this color.
And growing it out this long, because, I mean, like...
Who wants to take care of hair this long?
Literally.
For those who have hair this long, I commend you. Because I don't know how you take care of it. I had a hard enough time keeping this thing together while we were at A-Kon.
So like,
kudos to you guys.
Like, wigs are going to be one of those things that you're probably always going to have to buy, depending on who your character is.
Yep.
If they, you know, if they show their hair in the character. Because,
right.
I mean, if you're going as, like, you know, a Gundam, you're probably not going to need a wig, obviously. But
my costume, on the other hand, is half made, half...
Right. We sewed, we sewed
these. Are made.
But we bought, like, the shirt and the tie.
And the headphones.
And, but we, like, got the bows and made that and stuff. And there was a couple other parts of the costume that we made.
That you can't see.
So.
Because I have a white skirt and black boots and, you know.
And then
high stockings.
We made, like, the little thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways.
Yeah, so mine's half made.
It's half and half.
Bought, so.
And a lot of times that's what you'll find when you find people that go to the con. Like, they'll buy certain things.
And they'll make
the rest of it.
Yep.
So, like, you know, because, I mean, very rarely have I actually met anyone that's like, oh, I made the whole thing from scratch.
Yeah. Because it's difficult.
Because, there's parts of it that, you know, you may just not be able to make.
Like the hair.
Right. Or, well, I mean, besides the hair. I mean, like, you couldn't make the headphones. You'd have to buy the headphones.
I don't know, build out of styrofoam or something and paint
maybe.
it.
I don't know.
Whatever. But these are comfy, so... You don't want to, like, have something over your ears all day. Like I did. I wore these for, I think, 2 of the 3 days that we went to the con. 2
of the 3 days.
And... these things kept falling off of my head. Like, I would bow
constantly,
and it would go, which is just why I didn't actually bow like you're supposed to when you do an introduction like konnichiwa, because I knew my headphones would fall off. So, sorry about that for those from Japan who were watching this. I apologize.
Japan is watching this.
Well, just in case. Anybody from that's in Japanese origin. Sorry. Okay.
So the next thing, transporting it, will it fit in your car? Yeah. And that's a thing because her brother.
We'll try to get a picture of this.
We'll try to put a picture. Her brother one year, and it was cool. It fit in the car. They had to go by themselves, but
who likes Minecraft out there?
Because so I'm sure there's plenty of people who like Minecraft. He went as
the Minecraft
Steve, the Minecraft guy.
Yeah.
So
a whole suit.
The whole thing made out of cardboard boxes.
Yes.
And
painted.
It looked
amazing.
Awesome. I mean, it was like
it was cool.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
It looked awesome.
It was fantastic. But that year, this is something else you can do if you ever go to Dallas and you want to go to the con. I don't know if you can do it now. But you could before at the old location ride the dart.
Oh, well, it depends on where you're staying.
Yeah, but anyway,
we'll get into that because we're not talking about the actual cons right now. We're just talking about cosplay.
This is the transport part though.
Oh, okay.
Because his costume, we took the dart system that year,
right?
And his costume, he didn't want to wear that all the way back.
Oh yeah,
home.
That would have been crazy.
So we had to carry it in like 5 trash bags.
Right.
Black trash bags. Yeah. So it was a big problem because I mean one person couldn't carry all that. There was a family of 4.
And where they used to have the convention, like parking just wasn't feasible. No. The new location's a little bit better, although You gotta be careful about where you park because number one, a lot of parking lots are off limits or they require parking passes.
Yep.
And to park at the convention costs money. Yep. And it's not like super crazy expensive. Because we went on Sunday and actually parked at the con. And
it wasn't bad.
And it cost us we were there
excuse me.
We were there for 6 hours?
Now, I will tell you this. If it's a 3-day con, plan to not park at the convention on Saturday if you do not...
Oh, yeah.
If you're not at the hotel.
I mean, or you better get there at 7 in the morning when it starts because you're not going to find parking. But, yeah, I mean, the parking wasn't bad. I think it was I think we parked for what? 5? No, it was 5 hours. Mm-hmm. We parked for 5 hours, and it cost us, or was it 6 hours? Did we leave at 5 or 6?
5.
Okay, so it was 5 hours because we got there at noon, and I think for 5 hours it cost us $4.50.
Something like that.
So I mean, it was less than $1 an hour.
Yeah. And I mean, it could be different.
I think they charge you in blocks, though. It's 2-hour blocks. So, since we didn't use a full 2-hour block that last hour, we didn't get charged for the full 2-hour block or whatever.
Yep. Let's see. The next one we're going to talk about, unless you have anything
transporting.
else.
Well, I mean, transporting, that's... Because, will it fit in your car? And, yeah, you got to consider, are you taking public transportation? Because... Mm-hmm. The DART's not too bad. The DART train, I should say, is not too bad.
But the DART bus would have been
But if you take the DART bus, I mean...
You have to buy tickets for 5.
Yeah, you would have to buy... you would have to buy extra seats because, there would have literally been nowhere to keep that costume.
And another one we saw this year that I wanted to mention, there was a guy who had a Gundam Seed costume. He was on stilts. This thing was so tall.
Yeah,
there is no way.
It was bigger than the Minecraft.
No way outfit. That thing had to be the only way that he could have transported that thing from wherever he lived was in a van.
Yeah.
Because it was so big.
Down by the river. Wait, what?
Well, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you have to take these things into consideration. The only transport issue that we had this year was...
I like how you're doing this.
Sorry, it's an anime thing. I'm thinking. Sorry. Was my wig, because as you can see, I haven't taken it out.
Kind of
I haven't taken it out since A-Kon,
frizzy,
and it's frizzy now.
So yeah.
So it does that. So we had to constantly lay it out. Don't put it in a bag because it'll just it'll.
Yeah, the hotel we had to leave it out every night and kind of make sure it was.
But, I mean, you have to take all this stuff into consideration. You have to take into consideration, when am I going to wash this stuff? Because, is this stuff dry clean only? Is this stuff...
Because, this is a suit.
Yeah, will this stuff, my skirt, will it get wrinkled really easy? So I need to, maybe put it on air dry in the morning so it'll look its best. It's all this stuff you have to take into consideration. Anyway, next subject, getting into character. So here we're going to talk about you must know your character.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't just walk around the con.
Yeah, you can't just be I'm Tamaki.
Yeah, you have to act like him. So demonstrate the difference. Yeah.
Oh, you're so beautiful, my lovely flower.
Okay, that's a perfect example right there. Because we mentioned romantic comedy.
Right.
So, you can't just go, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I'm Tamaki.
No, that's not his character.
Word.
What he just did was his character, so that's part of it. My character... No, I'm sorry.
The thing I did.
The thing that he did with the flower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my character is like I told you before, it's a computerized voice. So, mine was more of a high-pitched... Konnichiwa, oki karasu ka? That kind of thing. So it was, you can't just go around talking. Especially...
Well, yeah, you can.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna, I'm sorry, do a skit, then you have to do that. Now, if you're gonna post for a picture, you're fine.
It's mainly when you're walking around the con and someone's like, oh, Tamaki, and then you're kind of like, oh, hey, beautiful.
Yeah.
Or something, like that. Or, for her... oh, Miku! And you're like...
Ohayo!
Right. or something like that because, but the rest of the time, I mean, you're free to be yourself.
You're free to be yourself. You can walk around. Because we were walking around together. We weren't from the same group. He was Ash Ketchum and I'm Vocaloid. We definitely weren't in the same group.
Oh, yeah, I didn't go as this year. I went as Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, he went as this 2 years ago. Sorry if we didn't mention that before. Yeah. Okay, so do you have any more notes?
About getting into character?
Yeah.
I mean, no, but know your character. So, if it's something that you know is popular, don't just go as that because it's popular.
Right. You gotta watch the anime. If you've
never seen it,
don't
go as that.
Because you're ruining yourself if you do. Especially when somebody's like, say a line because we want to record you doing it. You can't just go,
I don't know any lines.
I don't know. I've never seen the anime. Then people are really going to get mad at you. Especially if it's their favorite anime.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to mention one last thing, and then we'll move on to the next character.
Go.
Next
topic.
Sorry, you guys.
Next topic.
I'm really hyper when I'm dealing with this kind of thing because I love this.
Because these are subtopics of the main topic, which is cosplay. So we have topics and subtopics because we follow a format of outline. Yeah.
We're trying to get better about it, but I need to keep my thoughts together. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to mention is at the cons, your first year, don't feel obliged to go in costume.
Oh, yeah.
Don't feel obliged.
Because I didn't. My first year, I didn't go.
Yeah, he didn't go. I did.
Well, that wasn't your first. Oh, well, yeah, even your first year.
Yeah, my first year I went. I went for my...
my first year
my
was
high
her
school
second
graduation.
Year.
Yeah. So it was a senior trip. My first year. So we had fun. So don't feel obliged to have to go. Dressed up. You can go in your normal clothes, take pictures, chill out, go to the panels, yada, yada, yada. And we'll talk about all this stuff later. Okay, so showing off. So this is talking about when people take, single pictures of you and also where they have group photos. So, I was in a group photo shoot this year for Vocaloid, which is one of the main reasons why it went like this. It was a lot of fun. I've never been in a photo shoot before, but you have to know the character. In this sense, you have to know the poses.
Right, because
some of these guys are pros.
Right, the group photo shoots, a lot of it's actual posing like that. Yeah.
So if you're dancing, so you have to act like you're dancing
and then
for
freeze,
a picture.
And then take pictures and then unfreeze.
Yeah.
So
and you have to change, so you can't stay the same. So it's 1, 2, 3, and they give you a countdown whenever you're getting close to the time you have to run out. But it's a lot of fun. And even when you're taking regular photos, I'm going to say this real quick, and then we need to move on to the next one. But if you do wear a costume, you don't always have to say yes to a picture. For posing with you. If they're oh my gosh, you're my favorite character, can I pose with you? And they want to hug you. No, you don't have to let them do that.
Right. Because some people don't like that. We found that out.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, because I pose with a couple of different people, and I'd put my arm around, but I wouldn't
not
touch. Because some people just don't like being touched.
Yeah.
So
we met a girl this year that we didn't take a picture with her, but we were in a line with her, so we heard her talking about this.
Right.
She actually cannot take pictures with other people because she can't stand people touching her back. It literally makes her do this, shake really bad.
Yeah.
So if you have that issue, it's fine. Just tell them. People are cool at A-Kon or any convention. Really, they're cool with it.
Yeah. And
we're all people.
That's the thing. You may both like anime, and you may both like the same anime because you're oh, I love that anime. Can I get a picture with you? But at the same time, it is a complete stranger.
Feel comfortable.
You don't know what they like, and they don't know what you are like. So there is some boundaries, and you don't want to just jump right across those boundaries. Now, if you're, and we'll get into this because that's kind of a thing with the events that we're going to talk about.
Right.
If you're, standing in line, you get to talking and you get to know people, and then you kind of know, then you're like, hey, can I...
selfie.
Yeah, right. Or whatever.
And it's cool.
But that's fine. But you don't want to just jump right into that and be like, hey, let me get a picture, and you're like
it's
in
awkward.
their personal bubble.
You're like, okay.
And they're like,
can
my
you let go
bubble.
now? And the pictures turned out terrible anyway because you just freak the other person out.
Right.
So never do that.
Yeah. So be within reason. And a lot of times people don't necessarily want pictures with you. They just want pictures of you. So
yeah. And you can ask, can you just want a picture of me? Like, do you want a picture of the character? If you don't want that boundary line to be crossed. That's another way you can do it.
Yeah, if they ask, can I get a picture? And you're like, of just me? Or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you don't need to be rude about it, but
yeah.
Just, everybody's cool at all of these conventions, so they understand.
And, there was a couple times, even this year, I was like, hey, can I get a picture? And they were like, no, I'm kind of tired. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, or 2 years ago, I had this character that one of my friends loved, absolutely loved, adored this character. I'd never seen somebody dressed up as her before. Princess Tutu, for those who were wondering who I'm talking about. And I ran over to her and I asked her, can I have a picture? And she had actually taken her ballet shoes off and I didn't realize it.
Right.
So she actually slipped one of them on and didn't do a pirouette or anything like she normally would. She just posed. And that's fine. Right. I'm glad she let me take her picture.
Yeah, because walking around in ballet shoes all day, I'm sure she was tired.
Uncomfortable.
Because it was late in the day. It was 5 or 6 in the afternoon.
Yeah, she looked tired.
All right, next.
Okay, yeah. One of our viewers that wanted us to talk about this told me not to forget
just
this.
To clarify, there were two people
who wanted us to talk about this.
That wanted this subject of, not necessarily cosplay, but more of the anime conventions.
Yeah.
But just, it all kind of goes together.
Right.
So,
but
there was two people.
The one of them told me to mention Lolita and steampunk.
Mm-hmm.
Lolita, like I think I mentioned before, is the Rosen Maiden look like a doll, frilly stuff. That's actually pretty popular. You can actually create some of your own dolls sometimes at these conventions.
Yep.
And then steampunk, especially at A-Kon, is everywhere. They sell some of the stuff there to do the costumes.
It's like
all
the leather and you'll see it's kind
people
of like
have claws.
It's kind of like the old fashioned stuff. But what it is basically the reason it's called steampunk is because it's basically in that quote unquote society or whatever, everything's powered nothing advanced beyond the steam train era. So everything is steam powered.
Right.
So there is no I mean, I guess maybe there is electricity or whatever, but everything is steam driven.
Right. So they still wear the big goggles.
Right.
And all that kind of stuff.
So, but it looks
cool
really awesome.
But
and they make some of these really crazy looking guns that are steam powered looking guns
and
and
knives
stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. Look it up. Actually, if you are interested, type it in on Google if you don't know what it is. It's really neat. Yeah.
And it's just steam and punk.
The only downside to most of these conventions, since we're on cosplay, is the time of year. That's another thing you have to look at. Because steampunk, like we just said, is a ton of leather. And
this
it is
Dallas
hot.
In June.
Oh, so hot.
So, yeah, it gets a bit warm.
Yeah. So, I mean, these people go all out, too. So, they have the shirts and the corsets and everything. So, I mean, it's hot. Okay. The last subject that we have to talk about is the cosplay contest.
Right.
So, I've been to one. He's actually never been to one before. But basically what it is two things. One, you either show up in your costume, they judge you beforehand, before they actually show it off to the people, because they have places for all this stuff, because it's a competition. But they let you walk across the stage. You basically pose, and then move on to the next person.
Right. Or there's the one where you actually do a skit.
Right. And then there's that one. You actually perform a skit. So they actually have several of those in a row, and then they judge those, and they hand out prizes for those as well. So that's the basics of those. And those are most of the time your group is from a single anime. Now, I have seen some where they mix it, and those are actually really funny. But that's the basic gist of the cosplay contest. So if you guys have any questions or comments regarding any of the stuff that we just talked about on this first subject that you're confused about or whatever, leave your comments down below.
Right.
We'll
and
clarify.
We'll go back and we'll clarify.
So our next topic that we're going to talk about is going to be events. So we're not going to talk about cosplay anymore. So we're going to change out of our costumes
jump out of this, so
and then come right back. So we can be more comfortable with you guys.
And talk about the events that you have when you go to a convention.
And we'll see you guys when we get back.
Be right back.